Hello everybody, we are the Geeks and Degenerates. I am Enzo, this is my forever co-host Jump, and today we talk about Star Trek Into Darkness, which, my god, it came out in 2013. Oh my god,
Yes, it did.
What? Feels like yesterday. All of these Star Trek Chris Pine movies feel like yesterday, honestly. But yeah, we talk about the second in the J.J. Abrams trilogy? Yeah, trilogy. But he didn't direct the second one. Anyway, the Chris Pine trilogy.
Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better.
With the most notable new cast member being Benedict Cumberbatch as John Harrington. I'm kidding. He's gone, folks. If you didn't know, you do know now. But I do like this movie because it does push. What did it say? You're laughing because I'm kidding.
Nothing.
I do like this movie because this is Captain Kirk's movie. It pushes Kirk to the limit of his leadership ability because a lot happens to him. This poor guy.
Yeah, a lot of shit happens to me in this one.
Yeah.
I do love first time watching the first Star Trek. Like I think it was our first time experiencing something that epic when it came to space stuff.
Yeah.
Like besides Star Wars, this is the one that's kind of closer to home because we do tackle these are humans, this is Earth.
Yeah.
And as we get to the second one, it gets even more epic in my opinion.
Yeah.
I do like the second one, but a lot of people said they didn't like it.
Yeah, I know that too. I personally like it. I don't know. Maybe if I watch all of Star Trek, my views will change. But for now, I do like it.
Yeah, same here.
And
but yeah, getting introduced to Khan and all the stakes that's happening, it does get heavy. I was like, shit. I was here for fun time. I didn't expect terrorism.
You're right.
Fuck.
Khan using that guy to save his daughter, and in exchange he has to set up a bomb with his blood. You're like, dear God, dear Lord, I thought this was again like you. I thought we were here for a fun time, not a existential time.
You right? Like that shit's rough. His daughter's dying, but of course this guy, Khan has the cure.
Yeah.
It was like, do this one thing for me. Put a ring in a cup of water. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And then with Captain Kirk, he thinks he's invincible, but at the beginning he makes a mistake that nearly costs everybody their lives, and Captain Pike has to be like, I have to ground you because you are irresponsible. But after the bombings, he promotes Kirk to being his first officer on board the USS Enterprise, since it is under Captain Pike. And then they gather around, and their leader is Admiral Marcus, who's played by, forgot his name, but he is RoboCop.
RoboCop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Captain Kirk's like, I don't understand why John attacked this library because it has useless information. And then he realizes oh wait, protocol says that if something happens, senior command has to gather in this exact same room, and that's when John attacks them, and that's where we lose Captain Pike. And you're like, but it's only been 20 minutes. Why?
It's like, hold on, god damn, let my heart rest.
Right.
We just blew up a library a few minutes ago. God damn. But yeah, there's a little bit of tension between him and Spock, because within the situation at the beginning of the movie, Spock kind of rats him out.
Yeah.
For saving his life. But of course, protocol says don't expose yourself to the native life.
Yeah.
For it will fuck up their evolution.
Yeah, he has a point, because Spock is like, this man saved my life. I will put him under the train, push him under the bus. He's like, what? Why?
Yeah.
He's like, because it's the right thing to do. Spock, what the fuck do you mean? I saved your life. You don't rat me out. He's like, oh.
Yeah.
Is that what?
Yeah, but of course he's still a little bit Vulcan brain, and he's like, not logic.
Yeah.
More feeling.
Even Uhura's like, you almost died and you don't give a shit. And he's like, yeah, it's the logical. What do you mean? What about me? Oh, damn. Okay. I didn't think about that.
But of course, we get a cool scene where Chris Pine has a fight with Khan.
On the Klingon homeworld.
Yeah, and I was like, that's when you know, like, oh, fuck, Khan is superhuman. Like, I guess in the old Star Trek TV show, he was like strong, like
Yeah.
strong man strong. Here, he's nimble, Assassin's Creed-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was shirtless in like the older Star Treks, but like here, he's nimble. He's like holding a Gatling gun with one arm, taking down ships, killing like Klingons
Yeah.
left and right,
Just,
and then taking a punch like a champ.
yeah. Like Kirk's like, why won't you go down? Fuck. Ah.
Yeah, I love that shit. Where he's like, he's trying to punch the shit out of him and gets the wind knocked out of his.
What Khan?
It's like they're little, like Batman punching Superman in the face on like,
Oh yeah,
and then it slowly stops affecting him.
yeah. Oh, I should say before that they get a new member called Carol Marcus, the daughter of Admiral Marcus, played by Alice Eve. And then Khan says something interesting. Very pretty. But Khan just like tells them or hints that at the fact that there are people in the missiles, and they're like, he is right. Why? I don't understand.
Yeah,
And
he immediately surrenders, and he was like, "That's a little sus, but okay."
Yeah, and he's like, did your guys' warp engine fail at this exact moment? Because I knew that would happen. And they're like, this bad guy starts to make a lot of sense. Why? And then
Yeah.
Admiral Marcus comes to their aid, and he's like, I'm here to take away John from you. And Kirk's like, yeah, Khan told me a lot about you, your history and your attempts to stop him, your history of making super weapons. And he's like, fuck, they talked. And
Yeah.
Admiral Marcus comes in the USS Vengeance, which is this big ass Enterprise ship. You're like, oh my god, they come in that size.
When you see it, like, they're like compensating much. God damn. Like when you see it, like come out of like slip space, it's just boom. I'm like,
You're like,
oh
Jesus
fuck.
Christ. That's
huge.
it's like the USS Enterprise is fucking toothless, and that thing is the behemoth. Like, what the? How do you beat that?
Right, and then, but I can I say something? I love the performance. People said they hated the performance of Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan, but I loved it here. Like he's just very upright, deep voice, has a presence.
Yeah.
And you could tell that he's smart because he's British. But like,
I know this was my first introduction to Benedict Cumberbatch, actually.
oh shit, what?
Yeah, I didn't watch Sherlock. I don't watch any of his previous work. This was my introduction, and from then on, I was like, you know what? I am a fan. Honestly, this man is very intimidating. He has such a soothing voice. You are in shock.
No. I'm trying to remember what was my first ever Benedict Cumberbatch movie.
But I was like, who is this actor? Why haven't I heard of him before? And then he Smaug in like the same year, and I was like, this man is truly magical. And he's Doctor Strange. I was like, he is exponentially magical. I might be showing my true colors. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, the way he speaks when he's like, my name is Khan. You're like, keep talking, please.
Yes. Like him just going on about like, I am trying to protect the people I love.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh. So
I-
you like again, him and Kirk are quite the same.
Yeah.
In the sense of like they're both captains. They both like treat their crew as if they're family.
Yeah. Just one's a bit more genocidal than the other. Just
Yeah, because this guy has seen a little too much and experienced a little too much because of a certain general.
It is scary with the USS Vengeance when he's like, give me Khan, and then Kirk tries to escape through warp speed, and you see this thing catch up.
It fucking caught up. I was like, I was like, wait a minute, isn't that thing a little bit heavier, thus slower? And I forgot we're in space.
Right.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Right? And then we get a very poignant scene where the daughter is like, you are not going to blow the show with me in it, right? And then Marcus is like, yeah, you're right. And he warps her back, and he points the big guns at the Enterprise, and Kirk just like turns to his crew. He's like, I'm sorry. And they're like,
Yeah.
This can't
it
be
starts firing, and I will say it's never not unsettling when you see a hull being blown up and then people getting jettisoned out into space. And
into
I'm like,
quietness.
Yeah, like they don't die from the explosion; they die by being sucked out.
Yeah. Oh man.
And that's always scary to me.
Thankfully, the bombardment stopped by Scotty because after he got fired and reinstated, he snuck aboard the Vengeance, but he has to be rescued, obviously. And then the only way to do that, since the Enterprise is so damaged, is through the exo astronaut suits that can travel. This like what do you call the game? Mass Effect suits that can travel through space. And during the way, like Kirk's helmet gets damaged, and I was like, I don't want Kirk to die. I really don't. But
he's flying in blind, but of course, like Khan's very smart and very capable.
Yeah.
So he kind of rescues like Kirk's life.
Them navigating the field again. Star Trek has always been so interesting to me because it's not like Star Wars where they magically maneuver through stuff. They like Star Trek. They use numbers of like.
They use math. Yeah. They have to math the shit out of it.
Sulu is like, can you adjust your point to this radius? And I was like, if I was Kirk, I'd be like, the what? Excuse me?
Who? And then tell me a direction in English.
Yeah, and I'll just die from crashing into something. And
yeah, just like a piece of debris that you just hit.
And then they board the Vengeance, and they Kirk tells Scotty of like, can you please knock Khan out so there's no interruptions because he has bad blood with Marcus. And then he confronts Marcus, and Marcus is like, even if you do arrest me, war is coming, and who's gonna stop them? You? I don't think so. And he's like, I could.
All I gotta say is I love how that actor
Peter Weller, that's his name.
Yeah. And he's like, who's gonna stop him?
You?
I don't think so. I love that delivery.
Same here. And then Kirk's like, I could kill you, or I could stun your ass and then drag you back to the Enterprise, but I don't want to do that in front of your daughter. And then Khan wakes up, knocks out Kirk and Scotty, and then breaks Carol's. Yeah. I was like, she's like, please. He's like, fuck off. Crack. You're like, oh my god. And then just Game of Thrones, Admiral Marcus. And you're like,
yeah. And by the way, it's like, and then as they get back into like Earth's atmosphere, if you want to know the scale of the USS Vengeance,
Vengeance.
Yeah. As it lands, it's like a city-wide ship.
Yeah.
And it like towers over any skyscraper. I'm like, how much money did you put into that thing?
Right.
God damn. And it's only been in service for like maybe a week.
Yeah. Going back a bit, I do like the fact that Spock and Kirk have these conversations of like Kirk being like, why do you do these things that are illogical? And he's like, you're right. It's illogical. It's just a gut feeling, but that's what I have to do because I feel like it's the right thing. It's not logical. It's not anything. It's just a gut feeling. Something that you'll have to think of when you're captain one day. He's like, Spock's like, fuck, he may have a point. He may have a logical point. But I do like the scene when him and Khan, when they're just having this mind battle where he's like, how do I know that you're not gonna blow us up in space? And he's like, fine, let's play this out logically. If you don't give me back my crew, I will kill your captain to demonstrate my resolve. And if your resolve still holds, I will blow your life supports and walk over your cold corpses to get my crew. Shall I destroy you, Mr. Spock? You're like, fuck. The mind games.
Dang.
But he doesn't know that Spock already like brought out the tubes containing his people, but still kept the missile, so he does deliver the missiles without his people. So when he blows it up, Khan thinks, shit, Spock just killed all my people. But Khan does send Kirk back to the Enterprise because he's like, it'd be best to send you back to your ship because no ship should go down without her captain.
Oh, so good. And like, yeah, then we get that really sick scene of like, and I guess they recreated it from the old
Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, but where they had to go back into the generator, but of course the generator's nuclear.
Yeah.
Nuclear radiation is killing Kirk as he's trying to fix this thing.
Yeah.
And we get that sweet scene of like, oh, Vulcans do have feelings, and they cry too. And I'm sorry if I'm downplaying the situation.
We do,
but yeah,
we do feel too. Essentially,
we fucking do. Like where he finally feels the weight of the situation.
Yeah.
Especially like his like love for his friend who was clearly dying just to save their life, but it was switched.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And
it's supposed to be
Spock.
It's supposed to be Kirk, Spock that's dying,
Yeah.
not Kirk. And
Yeah.
Kirk. Sorry, Spock's the one goes God.
Yeah. Instead of Kirk this time. And
Yeah,
then,
he's like Khan. Yeah, he does Khan in the movie.
Khan. Yeah.
Khan.
Yeah. Where this one time, what's the name of the actor? Zachary Quinto just yells it. Like, that's kind of better. I kind of prefer that, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's still a cool scene because like the next scene is you see Khan running,
Yeah.
and then you see Spock being beamed in and he's on the chase. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's a sweet battle. Spock tries to do the thing on the shoulder, but it's not effective. You're like, how? Meanwhile, Bones is like, wait, Khan's blood can bring Kirk back to life. And he's like, I need someone to tell Spock to not kill Khan because I think I can bring back Kirk. And then Uhura beams down, and Spock's already like kind of crack his skull open. He's like, wait, he can save Kirk, and he just knocks Khan out. Like, what happens now?
and I do love how this thing ends. Kirk is alive. They give him the blood. He does make it out, but we also like get maybe a possible reoccurrence of Khan because he's not dead.
Right?
Take note, Marvel. Stop killing off your villains.
I mean, true, but at the same time, I don't know the future of this franchise because it has been put on hold. Then,
It did end with Beyond.
yeah. Then again, they said they're coming back, but none of the cast members were like. I think when they announced that there was a Star Trek 4, the other cast members, the original crew of Chris Pine and Zoe Zeldana were all like, "We are," and then they're like, "There's all this mess."
Oh, well, I guess.
I would like to see a Star Trek 4. I think the rumor is Chris Hemsworth might come back for like a play with like the timelines or like time travel or time displacement, whatever. But I would like to see a fourth one. That's my conclusion.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that it ends with a 5-year space adventure because that's what you're here for Star Trek. Just the adventure, the diplomacy, the this overcomes this every day, especially in space, especially in real life. And that's a philosophy a lot of people should carry over, where your mind is your best asset and you have to think your way out of a situation, not force your way. But yeah, I do like that philosophy of the Star Trek franchise. That being said, what would you rate this movie?
Oh. Is it a perfect film? No. There are some downtimes. But did I have a good time? Yes, I did. I liked it more than other people did. Yeah, I was very surprised at the backlash that this movie got. But it is one of my favorite ones from this franchise.
Yeah.
It is like a space epic now that I consider it. I really hope they come out with a fourth one. We'll do Beyond probably in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good time. If you need a break from all the bullshit Star Wars stuff, like go to Star Trek. It's not that bad. Trust me. But if you don't like it slow, go to this one. It's a little bit more fast paced compared to the older ones. But the older ones are still good.
Yeah.
You just kind of need a bit more patience.
Yeah.
But for this movie, I'll give this one an 8 out of 10. Like, I had a good time. It's a good movie. Is it the best movie? No. Is it a fun time? Yes.
Okay.
If you're like a sci-fi fan, you'll probably love this one. So yeah, 8 out of 10.
All right. I'll also give this an 8 out of 10 for my first exposure to Benedict Cumberbatch. Aside from him, the rest of the cast is pretty good. The story is pretty well, and the stakes are pretty high, especially the emotional stakes. And I, again, like you, I was surprised at the backlash. I was like, but I like it. Shit. I guess I'm the odd one out. Then again, I'm a fairly new Star Trek fan, so who knows? Hopefully we do Star Trek Beyond someday soon, because that also has a very famous British actor named Idris Elba in it as the villain.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, that has been our video for Star Trek Into Darkness. If you like our videos, please like our video. If you like our videos, please give them a like, subscribe. I've been doing videos for a while now. And ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok to see our best and funniest moments and our reaction to trailers. Spotify to hear us on the go. I am Zoda's voices individually on TikTok. I do funny voices, Venom, Goofy. I'll try to do Gollum one of these days. But yeah, where can they find you?
You can find me at JohnGio on Instagram. It is my archive. Excuse me.
That's fine. And until the next video, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.